You landed 2 kids. Tell us about each of them.
So 2 running backs signed today. Extremely excited about both of those young men. Obviously, Maurice is from Illinois. Big kid, fast kid. Did an unbelievable job in his high school career. Rushed for so many yards. Was a Player of the Year this year. But was more impressed with just how he competed in camp. The numbers he put up in camp in terms of running a 4.41 in the 40, 10.5 broad jump, 4 flat short shuttle. So did a lot of different things that you really didn't see on tape or that you can't always measure on tape. And then was very competitive in camp. So love that about him. Had some intangibles that I was looking for and excited to have him a part of the family today. The other young man is Chase Gillespie, another running back out of Florida, and did an extremely good job on film and also in camp. One thing I loved about Chase watching this film from his junior year and his senior year is just how he maximizes runs, how he strains for every single yard, and then came to camp and just competed his tail off, continued to work through all the drills. When it was time to go one-on-one, wanted to go every single rep, had to tell him, hold off, let the next man go. Things that you can't find on tape, that I loved about him. So extremely excited about both those 2 guys signing with us today.
How do you feel like they kind of complement each other? I know Chase, for instance, had 350 or something yards receiving and contributes a lot that way as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to complement each other really well. You got a bigger back, you have a smaller back. Yeah. I think they bring different things to the table, but what I do love about both of those guys is that they can make you miss one-on-one. There's some of the things that they do just in terms of spin moves, jump cuts, and what I call 2-belt runs is pretty innate for them. They've been gifted with it and do a really good job with that. But I do think that, maybe slash and dash, I don't know, thunder and lightning, maybe we have to come up with a combo for those guys, but I do think they'll complement each other really well just by how they run, how physical they are, but also in addition to that, how fast they are as well.
One thing that stood out to me about Maurice, and first of all, I want to get you to confirm his height and weight, because sometimes what they're listed at is not what they are now. So there's that. But the other thing was for a guy that's not a huge back, he seemed to like to run between the tackles and the guards particularly a lot. A lot of times guys like that bounce stuff outside. He was a guy that looked to me like he wasn't afraid to take a lot of contact. Is that fair?
Yes, absolutely. I would definitely say that's fair. Maurice is probably around 6 feet tall, about 195 pounds. So we expect him to be a bigger guy and a big guy. And, in terms of what you saw on film, I think you're 100% correct. He has the ability in the frame and just the instincts to be able to maneuver inside, but he also has elite speed to be able to get the ball outside as well. One thing a lot of guys do in high school, like you mentioned, they always bounce it to the outside. He doesn't necessarily do that, even though he has the speed and the capability to do that. So I love the fact that he's pretty savvy between the tackles, but he does have the ability to bounce it outside, and then once he does that, he's going to be gone.
Just since Jaden is another guy who you were recruiting, what does he bring in terms of an extra dimension, both offense and special teams also?
Yeah, I think Jaden is going to be a huge impact for us next year. Like you mentioned, he should immediately help us in the return game. He's done a great job on punt return in high school. He did an unbelievable job in kickoff return in high school. The fact that he ran a 10.6 100 meters as a junior, so he's only going to get faster when he gets stronger. So we're excited about that. Offensively, we feel like he could be a gadget guy. He could be a guy that can line up at slot. He can be a guy that lines up in the boundary. He's also can be a guy that we put at tailback and move him around. This year in this league, you've seen guys, motion to back out and get one-on-one matchups with linebackers, and we feel like he's going to have the capability for us to do that, which we're excited about.
Got to ask you a fun question. How do they compare to you at that age?
I think they may be better than me, because I don't know if at that particular time, I never ran a 10.6 like Jaden McGowan. A 4.41 is pretty impressive by Maurice. My fastest time was like a 4.47, so he has me there. And then when you talk about when you talk about Gillespie, he does an unbelievable job just breaking tackles and running between the tackles and unbelievable body lean. So I don't know. Overall right now, you got me on the spot with that one, but I say overall right now, they're a little ahead of me, which is great for Vanderbilt football, which is great for our program and the future of Vanderbilt.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.